Infinitive English. Together, we're gonna make your English better.
I had no idea people lived in those vaults. I had no idea people lived in those vaults.
What did you think was in them? What did you think was in them?
Monsters. That's what people say.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Infinitive English channel. I am your host. My name is Rama. And in today's episode of Phonetical Breakdown, we're taking down some lines from Fallout, a legendary gaming franchise that were given a TV show. So without further ado, let's kick it.
Phonetical Breakdown.
I had no idea people lived in those vaults. I had no idea people lived in those vaults.
What did you think was in them? What did you think was in them?
Monsters. That's what people say.
I had no idea people lived in those vaults.
I had no idea people lived in those vaults.
I had no idea people lived in those vaults. Now, he said, I had no idea people lived in those vaults. Now, let's break it down, shall we? All right, so the most important part about it, again, guys, again, and again, keeping everything connected is the key to spoken English, regardless whether it's American lazy English or British, it's still somewhat connected. Everything is connected, right? So, and he emphasized the part, I had no idea people lived in those vaults.
I had no idea people lived in those vaults.
Let's address the elephant in the room, shall we? So now the thing about it, he did not say, I had no idea people lived in those vaults. No, he said, I had no idea. Now, guys, as you may remember, the H's in the American English are dropped quite a lot. You already noticed by now, right? So he said, I had no idea people lived in those vaults. So everything here is quite simple, but still connected though, right? Now, I had no idea. It's almost if he said, I had no idea people lived in those vaults.
I had no idea people lived in those vaults.
Okay, so now, I had. So the H is the same thing as if, for example, who is he? You see, this H is going fishing. Who is he? Who is he? In the American English, it's going to sound like, who is he? Who is he, right? Or, for example, we have a little problem. So again, the H may be dropped as well. So we have a little problem. Who is he? Same thing here. I had no idea people lived in those vaults.
I had no idea people lived in those vaults.
All right, so now let's put some backward sentence exercise and work out your American lazy English pronunciation. Let's get to it. Vaults. In those vaults. Now, you see, everything is connected here. In those. It's almost this TH here. It's a sound, right? But in this case, because it follows this TH, it follows up the sound. In, you see your tongue, it goes in, creates the vibration, and then you letting it go in those vaults, right? In those vaults. But sometimes this TH, it may be dropped, right? But not in this case. In this case particularly, he said, listen to it.
In those vaults. In those vaults.
In those vaults. In those vaults. Come on. In those vaults. In those vaults. People live. Again, people live. People, you see this, the O sound here? The O sound ends up the people, obviously, but it's a dark L over here, and here live, live. It's a light L. Now, anyways, this is what we need to do. We need to stretch the sound, right? People lived in those vaults. People lived in those vaults. I had no idea. I had no idea people lived in those vaults. You're doing great. You guys are just the best. Now let's get down to a second line that we have here. Now listen the way she said this.
What did you think was in them? What did you think was in them?
What did you think was in them? What did you think was in them? Did she say, what did you think was in them? No, hell no. She said, what did you think was in them?
What did you think was in them?
What did you think was in them? Okay, now, guys, what did you? Now, what did you? You remember that in American English, you is ya or yeah, right? So, but sometimes it's you, like in this case, it may be what did you, what did you, what did you? So, this what did you, she could have said, would you? Or would you? What'd you think? What'd you think? What'd you think was in them? But she said, what did you think was in them? Now, guys, she connected everything, right? What did you think? What did you think? And it's almost as if it was Russian sound here, right? So what did you think? What did you think? But it's not like 1, 2, 3, 4 flaps. What did you? No. It said, what did you? One time, the flap sound. Boom. Okay? Again, because we connected everything, we have established a certain pattern here, right? So now T and D being the same sound, now they're combined. Now as if it was only one sound, right? And what happens with the T or D if they are between two vowel sounds, as in this case? We got and right? What? Not what, but what, all right? So what did you? What did you think? What did you think? What did you think? What did you think was in them? Now the same thing as in those, the TH may be dropped. So she said, obviously, in them. But it might be in them. But she said, listen closely, listen carefully to how she said this.
What did you think was in them?
What did you think was in them? So you may go with this in them, but you may say in them, like in this case, in them, okay? So work with me now, right? In them. But take it the way you want it. You may say in them or you may say in them, but it's not in them. All right, so in them, was in them, was in them. Now this fella here, what did you? Practice it with me, practice it with me. What did you? You may say, what did you? You may say, would you? You may say, would you? But she said, what did you? So let's keep it the same way she did it, all right? So what did you? What did you? What did you think was in them?
What did you think was in them?
What did you think was in them? Okay, guys, and last but not least, let's address this line here. He said, that's what people say.
That's what people say. That's what people say.
Did he say, that's what people say? No. Pay attention to the very beginning of the phrase.
That's what people say.
He said, that's, again, the TH somewhat is missing, but so what? It's American lazy English pronunciation and its specifics, okay? So the TH is somewhat dropped. Okay, let it go, let it fly, no problem. So that's what people say. That's what people say. Infinitive English is the great place to improve your American lazy English skills. That's what people say. Okay, guys. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to take a couple seconds of your sweet time to drop a like, hit the notification note so you won't miss any positive content going on forward. Stay safe out there. And remember, together, we're going to make your English better.